Hey everyone, it's Clint. I want to do a video on behalf of Joe Glass. I'm just gonna have some fun here. Don't contact Joe Glass, please. Um, but I guess this DC, what is this, anthology? We'll get into it. They did an LGBTQ thing. That's what we should call it. And he wasn't involved, so we're gonna make the case for Joe Glass and why he should be involved. Before I get into that, though, Fatal, look at how close now we're at a $95,000, which is just insane. Appreciate everybody that has backed this campaign and helped us get this far. If you haven't backed it yet, it's a great day to. Downcast 3 is launching June 1st. And if you back in the first 24 hours, you get a free poster. I just put updates on the other Downcast campaigns so that you can see it. I'm going to make everyone aware. It'll be mailing lists, it'll be the pre-launch page, everything. But you got to make sure, like, if you want to not miss it, you have to make sure you're on the mailing list at the very least. So make sure that you're signed up, that you're hearing from me June 1st. And we're not reprinting Downcast 1 and 2. There was some confusion because I thought maybe we should, but I went through and decided, I was keeping back some books for me to have, and I thought, what good are the books unless I'm selling them? So there's not very many, but hopefully it'll be adequate enough. I mean, I'm talking far fewer than 100. We're talking about probably like 40 copies, maybe 50 total, that I have available. Anyway, so they're going to be available in the campaign. And yeah, life should be good. All right, here we go. So this is not really how you should go about. Well, let's say it is. Let's say this is how you go about getting work at DC. I have quite a few messages from folks who stated surprised that I wasn't part of the Marvel or DC Pride anthology offerings, or that I deserve more credit for the work I've been putting in to increase broader LGBTQ representation in superhero comics. So here's a hopefully brief, honest thread. This is exactly what DC wants. This is how you raise awareness and get into anthologies, is by putting the company that you want to work for on blast, and waving the finger of shame. You should be wagging that finger. So all makes sense to me. All right, he continues. I would be lying if I said there wasn't part of me that didn't feel a small pang of hurt that I was not approached about either project. As if we didn't already hear that in the first tweet, this is a good idea. Reinforce it in the second tweet. It continues. At this stage, the Pride, which started a small hobby in South Wales, or as a small hobby in South Wales, has progressed to being recognized globally in the comic book industry. So this has now become a place to post one's resume. That's how this works. You have the one selling point, the one, not even, we can't even call it a personality characteristic, but there's the one identifying aspect about yourself. And if you don't get the job at DC because of this one character trait, or this one just trait, it's not a character trait, then you should be posting the resume to reinforce why you want to be there. All right. So continuing, I am aware of my name and my work being known to a lot of people in the industry, even if we've never spoken. So yeah, there's that. Here's a question though. What is your name known for? Is it known for the writing that you do, or is it known for literally anything else? Anything at all. Question is, have you written more on Twitter than you have in the pages of a comic book? That could be a question as well. Regardless, I agree with Joe. He should be on that anthology. I'm continuing here, but my overwhelming feelings are of frankly pure joy to see the homes of my childhood dreams finally recognizing my community so explicitly and openly. Yeah, so this is the high road. This is what's called the high road. It's not that you are exploiting your, whatever trait you've been exploiting for years. It's that you just wanted to make progress happen. So if others are making that progress happen, then you're happy. It doesn't have to be you. It's not like the whole progress thing was some kind of facade and you were just using it so that you could get a job in comic books by, purely guilting people into giving you success in comic books. It is that you just want progress to happen. So you're happy if anybody else has it, makes it happen. All right, continuing on here. Ultimately, no editor at either publisher has ever worked with me, nor have I ever actually spoken to many. So it makes no sense. No one reached out. So you see, this is what you do. You go from the like, I'm being gracious to, but why did you not pick me? This is a nice, bait and switch tactic. It sort of keeps everyone on their toes. He says, I'm still in that respect an unknown quantity. Again, everyone knows you. They just know you from your tweets. And heck, maybe they don't like my work. There's that too. There is that too. But that would have taken some other considerations. Maybe this whole screed wouldn't have happened. Who knows? All right, next on. Let's not also forget, I have never been shy about openly discussing and criticizing when I felt that either company could do better by the LGBTQ community and others. I hear you, Joe. I have been critical of Marvel and DC as well. I am effectively blacklisted. I will never work for Marvel and DC because of my criticisms of them. So I hear you. We're the same, essentially. Let's see. Or that I once worked somewhere that they have a mildly antagonistic relationship toward, likely not forgotten. So someone that works there, you might have a mildly antagonistic relationship. You might want to look into that. I don't know. That could be something. And here's more pictures just to like emphasize. Look, the number of rainbow colors happening. Oh, that's like monotone. Holy cow. Oh, but this is Asian Elsa. Let it go, let it go. That's what's happening here. So that's progressive. Rainbow Joe Glassface. Why is he not working at DC? Guys, I don't get it. He says, I do not regret, nor would I stop that. Just because you love somewhere doesn't mean they should be above reproach. I totally agree, man. We should be able to criticize mainstream comics. I agree. And, consequences, I guess, happen or don't happen, whatever. It is, however, extremely gratifying, he continues, humbly and frankly, spirit-raising that so many felt that these books should have marked my first and hopefully not only work at Marvel and DC. Honestly, it brightens my day when I get such a message. Well, I don't know, like, how long can you ride the same shtick before everyone else is doing it? And everyone jumps in, and suddenly everyone's LGBT. They're like the LGBT creator, right? There are a lot of them. So now it's like we're almost at the point in comics where it's just like you're just a white man, and the other things don't matter. So how do you change that? I don't know. You can't do anything about it, but maybe instead of going with what makes you a minority, go with what makes you a majority. I mean, that could be an option. All right, it continues. But I would also ask, in this time of greater LGBTQ visibility from the big two, that we not forget that others are also making strides, and that I, in fact, have a major release in the Pride Omnibus hitting stores June 2nd for Pride Month. So I'm confused. The Pride, I thought you didn't, but now you do. Okay. Well, I don't understand. All right, continues. It collects all of the work I've been doing over the past 11 years in one massive book. It's gorgeous and insanely affordable. So honestly, what you waiting for? Okay. So just do your own then. I guess that's the option. That's what you have left. Just a reminder. Yep. And here we go. It continues. It may not be Marvel or DC, but it's freaking Dark Horse Comics, and that's huge and exciting for me. And I hope more people than that ever, gosh, more people than ever can learn about the Pride and hopefully fall in love with it too. So I thought it was him, but it's actually Dark Horse. So you can expect next year to not be hired by Dark Horse because of this kind of thread, you know? So if that was your goal, was to also not get hired for an additional publisher, this is the way to do it. Right, continues, and I appreciate many feeling that my hard work to bring more and broader LGBTQ inclusion and visibility in superhero comics may have some effect on the broader landscape. But remember, I am not the first, nor am I the only one. Certainly not. I agree with you 100%. You're not the first, you're not the only one. So I guess you're just like the rest of us then in that case. So the other question I wonder though too is why do superhero comics need more LGBTQ representation? Because there kind of seems like there's an awful lot. Don't you think the low-hanging fruit would be literally anything else beside comics? I mean, is there enough representation in, I don't know, philanthropy? Like, what about working in sanitation? Is there enough representation there? I'm not sure, but I'm just wondering why comic books is more important. Because we know it can't possibly be that you're using that one trait to try and get a job in comics by guilting people into hiring you. We certainly know that's not the case. All right, he continues, support the Marvel and DC Pride anthologies in droves, but please also support LGBTQ comics and creators everywhere, especially small press, self-published, and independents this Pride Month. But as many queer comics as you can, buy as many queer comics as you can from everywhere. Well, make them. I don't know if they'll be purchased, but they will be made, and every major corporation is now competing with you. How's that? Every single major corporation everywhere is going to spam that month with virtue signaling. So by doing this, you're actually purposely swimming with the current, and you're going to get drowned in all of the other much larger voices, which are many. They're considerable. All right, it continues. Anyway, I'll end it there. Thanks for thinking of me when you see those books. And hey, I hope that this will not be the one and only time they get to do it. It should be annually. And hopefully, maybe next time I'll get to play too. That's a beautiful thing about comics, though, is you can still everybody can make comics. Everybody, everywhere can make comics. It just doesn't mean that you'll ever make them for DC again, Marvel again, I don't know which one, or Dark Horse again. This could be the last shot. Anyway, so hashtag hire Joe Glass, I think should be the hashtag. Anyway, thanks for watching. A little snarky, feeling snarky today. Comment below if you have any feedback, if this strategy is helpful. Downcast 3 coming June 1st. Be there. And Fatal is live. And if this hits 100K, heck, man, that's just going to be amazing. I've talked about patches for a stretch goal. We could talk about a few other things. If you have comments for what should be like the official stretch goal for 100K, let me know. But right now, I'm sort of leaning toward patches, actually. Anyway, thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.